Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be taking another look at the Sly Stallone shop John Rambo First Blood 1/6 scale figure. Now, in my very recent review for the Cobra figure, I came over here and I showed you that I had what I referred to as an updated Rambo head. Now, what I meant by that, I should have gone into more detail in that video, so my apologies folks. It was just meant to be just a brief little heads up to let you know that I was bringing you a video on this again soon. But what I meant was, to me, this is an updated head sculpt because I reviewed this figure here, which was basically an early prototype. Some feedback came in and all the artists and people at the company listened, and they went back and updated the paint job. A lot of people weren't too happy about how sad he looked on the original head sculpt here, the prototype. I like that about it because it makes sense considering what he finds out at the beginning of the film and how he's treated. I think it definitely captures that, just that loneliness and the struggle within. But they did listen, and then they toned things back a little bit for the actual release. So again, I referred to this as a updated Rambo head sculpt. That does not mean that there is a new Rambo head sculpt out there for everyone who already owns the figure. This is the head sculpt that you guys got when the figure was released, but for me, I refer to it as an updated head because the one I reviewed was an early prototype. I'm looking forward to putting the head sculpt on the body and seeing what kind of a difference it makes. Drop a like on the video for me folks if you find it informative or entertaining. Really helps the channel out if you hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. That sign there is just a magnet from Etsy, if you're wondering. And I did borrow the Rambo base and put it with my Jeepers Creepers creeper over here, because the figure just needed a little something, and that was definitely what it needed. But it's just temporary. I'll probably put it back with Rambo soon. So I hope you enjoyed the video folks, and I hope that clears things up. And if you haven't done already, definitely check out the review for Cobra. And there's also a natural light outdoors video showcase as well on the channel. Now we have both head sculpts side by side. On the left is the prototype head that I reviewed, and on the right is the released head sculpt that everyone got. So you might want to grab screenshots and talk amongst yourselves, so I can give you as many angles as I can here and you can compare the two. There are some pretty major differences in the paint. It's the same sculpt, but the hair is a bit lighter on the released head on the right, a bit darker on the prototype head. There's a lot more emotion to me coming through on the prototype head's eyes. You can really feel the sadness that he was going through when he just found out his friend had died, and just walking along starving, wanted to go into town and get a bite to eat, and obviously you know the rest. I think this head sculpt conveyed that perfectly. Definitely been dialed back a bit in the released head sculpt, but that is because they listened to your feedback. If that feedback hadn't have come in, this is what you all would have received, and now you have this. And I actually do prefer the released head sculpt, even though I do miss the sadness in the eyes. I think I will be rocking the released head sculpt on my figure. It's really difficult to decide between the two though, it really is. It's just different on the prototype here. The stubble's darker. There might possibly be a slight difference in skin tone, a little bit warmer on the prototype here, and then we come over to the released head. Just seems to be a little bit, not pale, but just not as warm, or whatever the word would be. There is a difference. And to finish up, there is the head sculpt I received recently. The released head sculpt that you all got with your Rambo is now on my prototype figure body. I'm curious if there's any differences between the jacket here. Again, this being an early prototype. I just thought I saw in some of my friends' reviews, like Carl from Toys of Arkham, I thought perhaps his jacket looked a slightly different tone of green than mine. But could be wrong. And I've got him back on his proper base. But I've got no issues at all with the new head sculpt. Again, when I say new, this is the one that you all received with your released Rambo figure. It's new to me because I've had the prototype head sculpt this whole time. But I think this looks fantastic. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video, folks. Should we just take a quick look at this Rambo next to Cobra? Alright, so there they are, side by side on their beautiful bases. I love the thought they put into those. Two very, very cool figures. And I'll bring you more on Cobra soon. I would have been doing the pose session in the diorama for Cobra tonight, but I had to make it clear about the head sculpt for the Rambo figure to all you guys out there, folks. Didn't want to cause any confusion. Alright. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks. Drop a like on it if you did. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram at DKnight333. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.